Hello, and welcome to another edition of Mewtwo, my video series that explores aspects of microbiology and microbiology education from my perspective as an educator here in the biology department at the University of Puget Sound. Today I would like to talk about a true paradigm shift. But let me set the stage to a few years ago, when I had a particular student, Sarah Murray, who's now quite a successful dentist in the Bay Area of California. And Sarah was looking at me, and I was looking at her as I lectured, and her attention appeared to be wandering just a bit. So I told her, "You know, Sarah, there is a cloud of Doc Martin microbes in the air all around you. And from you, there's a cloud of Sarah Murray microbes all around me. What happens when they come together?" And her eyes became very, very wide. And a few days later, she presented me with this piece of artwork, which is taking a Peanuts character, Pigpen, surrounded not by dirt, but by a cloud of microbes. Recent work has shown that all of us emit microbes all of the time. And this is yet another thing that I remind students, that we live truly in a microbial world. We swim in almost a sea of microbes in the air around us. And when one thinks about that in an evolutionary sense, it wouldn't be a surprise that they're not just simply our partners, not simply passengers, but part of us. A few years ago, Dr. Margaret McFall-Ngai published a wonderful paper in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, a perspectives piece titled "Animals in a Bacterial World, a New Imperative for the Life Sciences," trying to insist, as I do, in the primacy of the microbe when it comes to thinking about the macrobe. Later, in Physics.org, Lisa Zyga produced kind of a shorthand version of that paper, which I found to be very accessible to students. Finally, in 2015, Margaret McFall-Ngai came out with yet another perspectives piece in the Journal of Experimental Biology, titled "Giving Microbes Their Due: Animal Life in a Microbially Dominant World." So, I decided, as I took my intrepid micronauts in Biology 350 here at the University of Puget Sound, and I had them read the Zyga essay and the McFall-Ngai 2015 essay, and what I had them do is read it over and think what really stuck out in their mind, what really struck them. And here are some examples of what they had to say.
What blew my mind was how essential bacteria and other microbes are to life on Earth.
Was that microbes play a huge role in brain development.
The composition of an individual's microbiota has links to the diseases that they have.
That with every macrobiological extinction, there's also numerous microbial extinctions.
Was the concept of animal microbe interactions, and specifically the human microbiota, and how it can have, its development can have an effect on specific diseases found in humans.
It's not just crazy how much technology is involved in microbiology, but how and where they apply it, such as finding a biofilm that provides an essential and unique ligand to stimulate the larva of a marine worm. Like, who comes up with that stuff?
I didn't realize just how deep our bacterial connection goes, especially with regard to mitochondria, and how in addition to being a powerhouse, they might just be the brains of our cells.
Thing was the animal-bacteria communication, also like it can affect development. I thought that was really interesting.
Bacteria change with diets. So around the world, people that eat different things have different gut bacteria.
Microbes provide a really important genetic foundation for all organisms, including humans.
Microbes inform us on the basic life processes of organisms. Microbes affect the whole planet, including animals and plants.
The importance of bacterial signaling and the influence it has on an animal's immune system.
Mitochondria might be the actual brains of the cells instead of the nucleus.
That microbes can play a hand in the evolution of other species.
Well, we did evolve, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, in a sea of our microbial ancestors. First evolved, last extinct, and perhaps they're our masters. I often call the microbes are, as a microbial supremacist, I call them the small masters, and that might actually be true as you learn from various things that my students have said. But I would actually kind of go further than that, and this is something that McFall-Ngai really made clear in her wonderful essay. We've never truly been individuals. Instead, we're a collection of co-evolved organisms in concert, walking around together, which is interesting because Tom Miller, a fine scientist at UC Riverside, said many years ago that all organisms are nothing but a bag of other organisms walking around. So, as you begin to think about what's important to you and what goes on every day around you, microbes are at the base of the biosphere, and they have influences in ways that we can't really expect. All hail the small masters. I'm Dr. Mark Martin, and I am a microbial supremacist.